podcast. Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 15 of Podcast vs. Player. We are back after our vacation in Barbados-ish. Today, as always, I'm joined by the one and only, the mystical, the magical, the fantastical, the orgasmical. It's only Dan.
With a big penis.
Well, I thought that was a given, to be fair, but...
It is always given, and it's always received.
And it's always appreciated.
How you doing, Carl?
I'm not too bad. I'm glad to be back. Unfortunately, we haven't been in Barbados. We've just not had time to do a podcast.
Yes, very busy.
But no, there's not a big fat lot of news, so we're just going to go straight into it. Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Now, again, my initial reaction was just like the Batfleck one. I was just like,
This is
what?
worse than Batfleck.
But the thing is, though, I was just like, this is mental, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, as we've discussed before, you know, we talked about Ben Affleck and just think, well, you know, it's maybe if he got ripped, you know, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. Now he is starting to get ripped, and you think, well, actually, yeah, slap the suit on him, and he might not be that bad. Jesse Eisenberg, though, the little geeky guy from Zombieland,
He's
Lex Luthor.
Social Network.
Yeah, he was in Zombieland as well.
Yeah, how do you go from the Social Network to Lex Luthor?
The most baddest of all the villains.
Well,
See.
Well, the Joker.
Well, apart from
Doomsday.
Yeah, but I mean, sort of intellectually wise, he's, you know, the smartest man in the world, isn't he?
He's not far off.
So to have that portrayed by like a 12-year-old, that would mean that Superman and Batman have to team up to take him on. I cannot see it. I just can't.
Facebook's too much for us. We're gonna have to bring on the big guns.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, to be fair, he is 30. He's not 12.
He loves it though.
But apparently, a leaked script came out. I haven't actually got any of the information here to get the actual facts, but off the top of my head from what I remember, basically he is Lex Luthor in this film is going to be a street punk who hates Bruce Wayne because he was basically handed his fortune and Wayne Enterprises and stuff, whereas Lex Luthor has had to basically started in a street gang and work his way up to what he's got now, so he's not a big fan of Bruce Wayne. But Bruce Wayne wants to use his money and Luthor's money to rebuild Metropolis, and Luthor basically uses Bruce Wayne to his own advantages. How true that is, I don't know, because it obviously an apparently leaked script, but still sounds awful.
Yeah, I was going to say that isn't even remotely interesting, to be honest.
No, not in the slightest. However, I do think Jeremy...
But again, if that's the leaked script, where was Superman in that?
No, this, like, not the whole script, just like...
Superman 2, this is. Superman 2.
Yeah. It's not Batman.
And it's about Batman and Lex Luthor, if this is even remotely true, rebuilding Metropolis.
I don't know. It's just what I read.
It's just getting to be the biggest farce now. Like, Marvel, they must be killing themselves.
Well, apparently, The Rock leaked that he will be playing Green Lantern.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, we don't know if it's a lie. It just might not be
That's absolutely mental.
true. He's definitely in it. Well, he's definitely in a DC film. So obviously it's all facts and rumours until it comes out. But Jeremy Irons as Alfred, I think is a pretty decent choice.
I think that's fine. Jeremy Irons is a very good actor.
Out of the two, it was the least shocking. I think he'll make a decent Alfred.
Well, I mean, who else could be that sort of like older British, you know, upper lip kind of other than Michael Caine, I just can't see it. Apart from sort of like, you know, Patrick Stewart.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Actually, he'd have made a better Lex Luthor than Jesse Eisenberg. Not saying he'd be a good Lex Luthor.
No,
he'd just be a better Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Be more believable.
I still think Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's perfect, especially as obviously they're going for a younger Lex Luthor as opposed to like Kevin Spacey, etc.
I mean, if they wanted to go younger, then that sort of rules out Bryan Cranston, which is fine. I would have liked him as him, but if it's going to be a younger guy, then I would have much preferred Michael Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum, sorry.
I still think he'd have made a good Hitman, but whatever. Nobody listens to me.
I know. Yeah, they keep turning back our ideas.
I know. I'm not happy with Hollywood at the moment. Other than that, the only news we've got is Flappy Birds.
Yeah, it came and it went.
It's gone now, but people are selling iPhones and Android phones on eBay with Flappy Birds installed, and people are buying them.
For thousands of pounds.
It's ridiculous money.
It's insane. Insane. I think it's the guy who made it, and I think he's been very clever. He's made this brilliant game. It's addictive up until the point where you're just like, wait, you've got 190, right? I'm never playing it again, forget it.
It's pointless.
Yeah, and then he's installed that. He's got loads of people to install it. He's installed it on a load of handsets that he's got. He's going, oh, it's too much, can't deal with it all. He's closed the game down. People are going to get super addicted to it. And then he's selling those phones out at thousands of pounds each, and people are buying them.
Oh no, because just off the advertising, he was getting like 50 grand off like the in-game adverts.
I didn't have any.
See, it's funny you should say that because I haven't actually had any adverts.
No, not at all.
So I don't know where that's come from.
Could be an Apple thing, maybe.
Possibly.
Because that was the one thing I was expecting, as with any sort of like free game like that. They absolutely harass you with adverts.
I honestly think it's been closed down, not because he's getting death threats or anything, but because of the Nintendo plagiarism just blatantly in there.
What? Yeah, the obvious Super Mario pipes.
Yeah. It's literally just taking a screenshot of Super Mario.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But it's fun and it's fine.
It's not fun.
Well,
it's awful, and I've got like 10.
I've got 7, so you're doing better than
me.
Hey. But there's something else I downloaded this week. It's made by Cancer Research UK, and they actually released it as a game to help with research for cancer. It's called Play to Cure. And it's sort of like a space kind of thing. So you're flying about in this ship, but you have to navigate through these sort of like dense areas of this, where you have to search for this certain element. And apparently, if what they're saying is even remotely accurate, the more people doing this, it's people sifting through data for them really, and identifying certain factors within.
Oh, right.
But it's a really cool sort of concept to say that, this isn't just a game. It's a shit game, obviously, but to say that, we want to help, we want to, put this out to the public to say, you can help us with this research. You won't know that you're doing it, but, you just have to play a little game of that, and it will actually do us.
Yeah, well,
do all the shit jobs for us.
No matter how shit the game is, that's genuinely good stuff.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And
I agree.
If Flappy Birds solved, helped prevent diseases and stuff, in a sense that what you did on Flappy, every time you got past a pipe, they got a little bit closer to curing something through research. No, but basically all I'm getting at is I hate Flappy Birds.
Okay.
And I'm all for cancer research. So
yeah,
download that. Is that available on everything?
As far as I know, it is. Yeah, it's Apple and Android, and it is free.
So no BlackBerry or Windows.
So there's not much for in the way of adverts either, because it is just sort of like a charity-based thing.
Yeah.
But I do like those kind of things. Like they do a similar thing with astronomy as well, where they sort of like people can look through like star maps and things and locate certain types of planets and stars and comets and things, because obviously there's like so much sky that we can only just about see. So that they have people sort of help identify. And then there's the thing with the PS3 as well, where you could rent out basically part of your PS3's memory for server space for some university to help with research and things like that. So I like the fact that sort of the gaming industry has been pulled into this kind of, because obviously it's multi-billion-dollar industry per year, and people know that what we need to do is just slap a cheap game on it, and people will go mad for it. So, like you say, even if something is as cheap and stupid as Flappy Birds, if that was benefit in some way to someone, then that would be brilliant, and people would go mad for it because it's just free and super addictive, and obviously there's not much to it, which is why the idiot public go mad for it.
Oh yeah, it's interesting stuff though. However, our last bit of news is everyone's favourite, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh God.
He basically he walked out on the red carpet with a paper bag on his head that said, "I am not famous anymore," uttering the line, "When the seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea." Yeah. That's my man.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Shia LaBeouf is a legend.
Oh, so he's gone from douche of the week to legend of the week.
No, he was always legend of the week.
Was he?
Yeah.
What, for completely ripping someone's idea?
Yeah, that's what we put as legend of the week.
Okay, then, well, in that case, then, I might like to nominate my legend of the week, or the people that have killed themselves doing neck nominations, because they're quite hilarious.
They're idiots at the end
Absolutely,
of the day.
I think
I have no sympathy.
Things I've ever seen, and quite rightly so. Some people have said, don't ban it. If they want to do it and kill themselves, happily knock themselves out.
That's not how it works, though, is it?
What?
Like, there's a lot of things we could say. Well, don't arrest them, just let them do it and die.
Oh yeah, like take the warning.
Human rights and all that stuff.
Oh, bollocks.
Anyway, that's far too political for us.
Yeah, unfortunately. Actually, though, speaking of sort of politically, well, not politically, but I've bought and completed Bioshock Infinite, and I hate myself for not having got it on the day.
I told you.
It's amazing. The ending kind of weirded me out a little bit. I'm not going to spoil it.
So don't spoil it, because I haven't actually finished it.
Oh, right, okay, well, I'm definitely not then. But the entire lead up to the end is fantastic. I mean, I've got it for the PC. Graphically, brilliant. Not as good as Metro.
Let's not just leave it brilliant. Dan has to stop playing because the graphics are that good.
Yeah, that's the kind of the curse. A big shout out to a good mate of mine, Richard. He gave me a NVIDIA GTX 580 graphics card, which is quite an expensive one.
Quite being the operative word.
But smashed that in, actually managed to get it all working straight away, which is completely insane, because I managed to rewire all the power and stuff, but it works. And now I can play Armour and DayZ and everything, basically top of the line games, all in Ultra. But it overheats quite quickly, so I might have to invest in a cooler system, because it gets to about sort of, I don't know, 80 degrees after about 2.5 hours of playing. Like slight Ultra settings, blah blah blah. Which is fine, because according to the video website, it can take a temperature of 97 degrees Celsius as a maximum temperature. So as long as I can come out of it by then, we're all good.
It's all worth it, though.
Oh god, it looks incredible.
Please your eyes.
So I am super, super happy every time I play it.
But to be fair, though, I mean, I've said this to you before when we was talking about it, that even just on like PS3 and Xbox 360, Bioshock was a gorgeous game. So to be able to play it better than it deserves to look, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's been like a year now.
I mean, it still stands up there. It really does.
Yeah, it's easily one of the best looking games.
I got that whilst in the middle of playing Metro Last Light, and that on Ultra, I don't think I've played anything that looks as good as that. It's that sort of feeling you get when you play like The Last of Us, and you haven't played anything that looks quite like like a AAA title for quite a while, and you play Last of Us and you go, oh my god, this is incredible. It's like that, but better.
This is why I'm so excited for whether it's Uncharted or Last of Us, but the next PS4 Naughty Dog game. I mean, granted, obviously, if they happen to release it on PC, obviously it's going to look better on PC, but it's still looks stunning on PS4.
So,
Well, no, because Sony own them. So.
Exactly. So I can't imagine that happening. But I mean, I've always got the PC to pick up the slack for anything that's coming out multi-platform.
Yeah.
But it will be the Uncharted, it will be the Last of Us and the Beyonds and all that sort of stuff. That's what will pull me towards getting a PS4.
Well, even Metal Gear 5, the first trailer that they showed, that was running on a PS3, and it looked phenomenal.
It did.
I can't wait to see. I'm not 100% sure if it's actually coming out on PC.
I thought so.
I imagine it. I don't think it, as with all bloody PC games, it'll be a good while after. But
well, considering you can't get any of them on here, then it would, as it's maybe new gen, maybe current gen, I suppose now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe Just
yeah, you've only got Ryzen, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's
on PC.
It's slim pickings, unfortunately.
See, PS4.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those ones. But I know for a fact that if I went and bought a PS3 today, having never played one, and smashed Guns of the Patriots in there, I'd shit my pants because of how good it looked.
Yeah. To be fair, I actually played that about a month or two ago, for like the 15th billionth time, and it still looks good.
It does hold up against,
really good. And considering how old it is as well.
In that year. Yeah, exactly, yes. I mean, it's about 4 or 5 years old now. So
probably a
because
little bit more.
looks that good, it's just that that it's not as functional as it would be if it came out now looking like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more you could be able to do, which is why I'm super excited for the fifth one.
I'm really excited, but at the same time I'm very nervous because this is the first open world Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
Not including Metal Gear Online, which still wasn't open world, but
I don't know. I mean, it's still quite restricted. It's not like Fallout,
No.
Go around and do side quests and all that sort of stuff. But obviously, the maps aren't just a map now, like A to B, and you sort of figure out which way you want to get there. There's a lot more to do.
I actually tell you what I am looking forward to. Just speaking of online stuff, the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm very excited for that.
I don't know. I mean, Skyrim's fine, but it's just another one of these. I don't know. I mean, I never even bought it because you know what? I played it for a good few hours. A couple of mates came round, they bring it, and we play it, and it's just like there's so much time you have to put into this to actually get anywhere with it. It's just like forget it.
No more than Star Trek.
Well, true, but I mean that's something where there's not this sort of level of detail. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore that sort of that's why I like Mass Effect so much, because there's a backstory to everything, and there's stories and things like that are written for it that you never ever read, but they're there if you want to do it.
Well, stuff like that reminds me of, I don't know if you saw it, but a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy whose house burnt down. It was in the news, and it's basically his house is on fire, and he's got out. He's fine. He was okay, but he went back in to get his Xbox.
Fair play.
And what made me laugh the most though was the news report said it was like £80,000 worth of damage. We're not sure if it was an Xbox One or an Xbox 360, so we're going to assume it's an Xbox One, in which case the damage would have gone up to a staggering 80,500. It's not really. It's like £500 more. But the first thing I thought of was
Save games.
I bet it was a 360 and he was playing Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when my 360 arcade died and I had to get a Slim. I was devastated because I knew that everything that was saved onto that hard drive was gone.
Which is what we've said before though, where you had the arcade up to the Elite, where if you'd bought an Elite, you could just whack in if you had a hard drive, just swap them over and jobs are good. And
go to your mate's house and do it.
Yeah.
And now they've just gone, actually, fuck all that. And no, you can only play it in your own home for a certain amount of time.
Well, that's what the thing. I mean, we've said it before, where PS4, you can swap up. They've got a tutorial on the official Sony website, shows you how to swap out the hard drive. And they say all you got to do, it's got to meet these requirements. It's got to be so thin. It's got to be so big. But other than that, it's fine. There's a little arrow on the bay bit that tells you which way to slide the tray off. It's like 2 screws. and then job's a good one. And then Microsoft said, no, can't swap it out. And then someone put a video online saying, you can, look, this is how you do it, and it's fine. And then Microsoft issued a report basically saying, but you can do it if you want, but then you're voided. So if anything happens, then it's your fault. But anyway, we diverse an awful lot.
Yeah.
Dan's got Batman.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, there's two other things that I did want to cover. I was watching The Dark Knight Returns, the brilliant cartoon with Peter Weller.
RoboCop.
I know, RoboCop as the voice of Batman, brilliant. So I was watching that again for like the third or fourth time because I love it. And I just thought, fuck it, I might as well just get Arkham Origins. Now, I mean, it's only got a score of about 70 or so, 76 on Metacritic, so it's not scoring super well. And, I've played about 5 or 6 hours of it now, and the boss battles are brilliant, like fighting Deathstroke, and I'm just in the middle of fighting Copperhead at the moment. It's fantastic, like, it just genuinely feels really fresh, and, it's not just repeating the same thing, and then you do 3 different types of attack, and then they beat. It feels like it's changing all the time, and it's really quite cool. The graphics for PC, brilliant. Again, Metro Last Light, it's not as good as that. That is my bar at the moment, to be honest. I thought it was Armour, but it's not, it's Metro. It's just, the lighting, it's amazing. But yeah, I mean, the story in that is pretty interesting, so I'm glad I got it. I got it for about 30 quid, I think it was, off Steam.
Well, it's still not mega cheap.
Not really, no. I mean, I was hoping for a sale.
I only paid like 42 maybe, but I got like the special edition one.
Yeah. Well, I know that in a couple of weeks it's probably going to be on sale. For,
they'll probably be giving it away. It's going to be the new Brink. No, it's nowhere near that bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. It's not bad. It's just not new.
Well, I think it's exactly like Dark Knight Rises. Like, because you had the Dark Knight before it, and then you go, that was amazing. It was the best one they've made. And then they had that one out afterwards, and you're just like, well, it's good, but it's not as good as the other one. But that's how trilogies always work. The first one's amazing, the second one's usually better, and then the third one will come in, be compared to the other two, and just go, nah, it's terrible.
I still think it's the closest to a perfect trilogy up to yet.
What, the Nolan trilogy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'd even go as far as to say it's better than the Star Wars trilogy. Because
I can't even remember what the term is now for the sixth thing. It's
no, there's not 6. There's only 3. So in that sense, no, it's not as good as Star Wars. Because I was going to say it's not a trilogy, but
yeah. But yeah, no, I do quite like it. Yeah, so there was one other thing other than Batman that I wanted to talk about on a similar sort of level though. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Bag of shit.
See, it's not great. It's not at all great. But Coulson's in it. Coulson's cool. So I've watched the first 10 episodes of season 1, and so far nothing really interesting has happened. And for a film that constantly goes on about the Avengers and Thor and Iron Man and all that, for nothing that interesting to actually happen other than they've just pulled the extremist idea from Iron Man 3. It's pretty shocking. I mean, they've got, the special effects are great. They've obviously got a massive budget for a TV show. I just don't understand how they haven't got anything better than what they have. It's genuinely weird.
No, I have to disagree on the sense that you should not be watching it.
I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because I'm just super excited for Age of Ultron, so I'm just trying to fill the gap. But I was hoping for sort of like little things about Spider-Man and because obviously the whole thing's going on all at the same time. So I'd like those sort of like little nods towards things, but they just don't seem to come. And every time someone says like, "Oh, and he got punished," I was like, "What?" And then, but that's the sort of thing I want to say. Oh yeah, we've been watching this guy. He's a serial killer, but he seems to be doing us some favours, so we're just keeping an eye on him.
See, people like that, there's no real reason why the Punisher can't be in it. Like, people like the Punisher.
Exactly, because they can be anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone could be cast as... All needs someone who's a bit ripped.
Obviously, we got have to make peace with the fact that Iron Man's not going to be in it, Thor's not going to be in it, Hulk's not going to be in it.
See, I said this, that Iron Man could be in it, only in the suit though.
Yeah, to a degree, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like, I don't know, someone flying through the sky, but it wouldn't be Robert Downey Jr.'s face. It would probably be maybe an impersonator doing his voice, if anything. But it would just be like, you know, he's flying by or something like that happens, but it's dead quick.
Yeah, you could, I suppose. Or like even like a nod to, like, say there's Coulson and I can't remember the girl's name, like the
Maria
geek,
Hill.
the geek, like the tech geek girl. She's in the van in the first one.
Sky.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say Coulson and Sky are talking, and on the TV there's like a news report, and it's like literally like everything's, there's craters in the floor and everything. It's basically like Hulk's been there.
Yeah, and like Magneto and the X-Men.
Yeah, just tiny nods, just to give you a bite.
That's all you need, just to say.
Look at Arrow.
That's exactly what I was just about to compare it to. I mean, that is something. I mean, it's got to be leading up to a film. At some point, Arrow's got to be dropped in somewhere. And they've got constant things going on in there.
I mean, to me personally, Arrow is my favourite show on at the moment. Well, it's not. It's still waiting for the new season to come on, but each episode gets better, and even the bad episodes aren't bad.
There's nothing to stop Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being on that level.
No.
Because they could have had full reign with it. They said, look, we've got this guy who's a bit of a, you know, he's a one-man army kind of guy. And that could be anyone. But I mean, the thing is, that's what gets me. They've got these sort of like comic relief scientists. Then you've got the big sort of like, I'm really angry, but you know, eventually I'll warm up to everyone. Someone who shouldn't be there, that Sky Woman, she's really annoying. Like, there's no way that some super government agent, she's pretty good.
That's why she's there, because she's hot.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing though, that's what people have to sell these sitcoms on, and it's just horrific. Because it's just like, no, you don't need, just because she's good looking, that doesn't mean anything. She could have had a decent character.
Yeah, but the same thing can be said for Arrow, other than comic book fans. If they were all like, I mean, everyone in Arrow is good looking. All the girls are stupidly hot, the guys are really good looking. Even the old people are good looking.
Right.
So, if they hadn't got that, then you'd only have like the comic book fans watching it. I mean, I know people that are watching it, just like loads of girls watch it just because of Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
He's a tasty man though.
It's fair. When he's doing those like pull-up bar things.
Ah, mate.
You've got to watch that and just go, how the hell do you do that?
This is ridiculous. He's so like. I mean, I'd just like to put it out there. I'm engaged. I've got a son, but he's just ridiculously fit.
He is though, and it's just like full core strength, parkour, all that rubbish.
Yeah,
he looks like he hasn't just been picked off the street and said, "You can do this." Like, he's properly worked to get that, and that's.
What I like though is, I mean, I follow him on Twitter and stuff, and he yeah, and with binoculars, but. No, he's second to Hugh Jackman for my people that could turn me.
The man crush.
But he genuinely likes playing Arrow, and he's same as Hugh Jackman, like loves playing Wolverine, and they just go balls deep into the role, and they like work at it, and they want it to be as good as they expect it to be.
That's what I mean. I was saying this to you before, like with Arrow especially, but with there's a lot more scope for it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you know, say if Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Hemsworth or you know any of them sort of watched the Marvels of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., watched it, really enjoyed it, and said, "I'll be in as the character, providing that you know the movie company lets me, and I'll play the character. You know, I don't want to get paid for it. I just think that it would really benefit from like a season end thing."
Yeah.
And Thor turns up and helps them out. That would think of the rating they'd get from that.
It would go. I'd watch it again.
It would go ballistic. So
I'd definitely watch it again.
But that's the thing though, because I mean these actors do say, "Oh yeah, you know, I love throwing myself into a role," but it's just like how deep though. You know, if they said, I mean, like with Tom Welling, like in Smallville, if they'd offered him a part in any of the Superman films, like Returns or Man of Steel, and said, you want to play a young Clark Kent? Then he should say, yeah, absolutely.
He turned it down, didn't he?
Exactly, yeah. But that's the thing, though. The way I see it is that if you've done it for that long and you've become that well established with it, throwing yourself into a film, it just shows that you're actually interested in the character, which is what people are going to want to watch.
Yeah, I suppose you'd have to look at it as they might see it as it's like a backward step going from Hollywood to being in a TV show on Channel 4.
True, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still, it's basically the Avengers 0.5, isn't it? That's what it is.
Well, I'd just say naught. No, I'm not a fan. But on keeping with TV, the casting for Commissioner Gordon for the new TV show based on Commissioner Gordon he's been cast. Have you seen who it is?
What the hell are you going on about?
Have you not seen this?
No.
There's a DC. I've got a TV series coming. I think they've already started filming and stuff, and it's basically young Commissioner Gordon. So it's like before Batman. Like Bruce Wayne's in it as he's. I don't know if he's actually in it or if he's just mentioned or whatever, but he's still a kid. Parents aren't dead yet. But like it's like the Penguin before he's the properly big, like gangster Penguin man thing. But it's mostly focusing on Commissioner Gordon.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't do it.
What?
I to be honest, I'm more bothered about this than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I just don't get it. If they've already got one out at the moment that's quite successful for Arrow, why the friggin' hell would they do one about Commissioner Gordon?
I don't know.
Unless it's Gary Oldman playing him, I'm not interested.
No. Well, no, because it's young. He's like
Gary Oldman is 24.
1,000 years old.
He's very versatile. I love Gary Oldman.
As we all do, but you're probably not going to be too happy about this then.
Oh, Christ. Go on.
Ben McKenzie. Who's Ben McKenzie, I hear you ask?
Yep.
I'm glad you asked. Ryan from the OC.
Who?
The guy from Sutherland.
What?
Oh.
Think about me. I've known you for nearly 10 years. For God's sake, think of something he's been in that I will have actually seen. Fucking OC, come on.
Alright, have you seen Batman Year One? The cartoon film.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, well, Ben McKenzie actually voices Batman in that.
Oh, right, okay.
So, if de facto, Batman is Commissioner Gordon.
I just can't get my head around they're doing a Commissioner Gordon thing, for Christ's sake.
Well, considering it's not going to be Batman, it's basically going to be like CSI.
Well, yeah, it's just going to be Law and Order, but with... Oh, God, was that Batman? Oh, no.
No, because he's not Batman yet.
Well, then that's less interesting.
Batman, it's young Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, but he's hardly got the most interesting backstory out of the whole...
Of course he has. He's an ex-Marine.
Is this set in the war?
I don't know. I don't know how young they're going. It might be like just starting off as a cop.
Is this tying into the film then?
I shouldn't think so.
Then what's the point?
It might do. I don't know. Again, I haven't penned the script.
Well, I'm sorry, but you need to, with these ridiculous, outrageous claims, you need to come with a lot more facts. I want copies of scripts. I want audition tapes, a lot.
I want a part in a film, but they keep rejecting me.
Well,
But no, that's happening. That's fact. It's done. I just don't know when.
what? So are Marvel going to do one about J. Jonah Jameson?
Oh, they so should. No,
only providing that
watch.
they get the guy from the original Spider-Man films.
Yeah,
he's the only guy that can do that.
He is basically JJ.
He's brilliant.
He should be in every film, no matter whether it's Marvel or not.
He should have been Spider-Man.
He should have been everyone in that film. He should have been Mary Jane. Should have been Aunt May, Uncle Ben.
I was actually watching Spider-Man 2 the other day, which I'm sorry, but is the best out of all three of the original ones. It's brilliant. And there was a bit in it that I'd never seen before. It might have been like a director's cut or something. But it's when the bin man comes to JJ's office and says, "Oh, I found Spider-Man's outfit," and he goes, "Oh, right, have $50 at a bar of soap and get out." It cuts to like a bit after that, and JJ's got Spider-Man's outfit on, and he's like on his desk, like going, and like.
Have you not seen that before?
No, I was just like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's what I've got the DVD on that.
Oh yeah, no, I've never seen that cut before. That was brilliant. That just sealed the deal for he should have been Spider-Man.
That would have been a brilliant film.
I think that would have been much better.
Hello. I have nothing else for you, Dan.
Oh, I've got something for you though.
Oh.
Doing a new Ghost Rider film. See, they're not at all, but that is exactly the reaction I was expecting from you. Just go, all right. See, sorry, but
I think they probably are.
As long as it's not Nicolas Cage and they've got some decent people writing it, because I genuinely think Ghost Rider's got a brilliant story. You know, he's the devil's bounty hunter. That's fantastic, and he set himself fire and stuff. It's great. I love Ghost Rider, but just like the Punisher, as of yet, there just hasn't been a film that's done him justice yet.
I don't know. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I was gonna try and big up the Dolph Lundgren film.
Oh no, Punisher. Oh no, Warzone's the best out of all three of them.
No. Yeah, but it is, but it's not a good film by any means.
Well, to be honest, I blame the casting more than anything.
That's usually how it goes.
No, I mean, like, scripts that could have worked if there were other people doing it.
No. I tell you what, though, the guy that was in the first, like, new Punisher film.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, he's done, like, a fan film.
Oh, God, yeah, I've watched that dozens of times.
It's quite good.
It's called Dirty Laundry, yeah, with Ron Perlman.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant, that.
It's quite good, that is, to be fair. Probably.
It's strange, because, I mean, he said that he funded that himself because he fell in love with the character once he was, actually training for it. And he said that he didn't feel that it was done justice, like, with the film that he was in. So, the way that I think of that, I mean, I get that, and I respect him for saying, I went on, I did what they told me to, but I don't think that was a good portrayal. But surely, if... pause there for a second, sorry, I'll just burp a little bit. But surely if you sort of get the character and you don't believe that what you're portraying is correct, then you don't do it?
I imagine there's some kind of contract.
I don't know. I mean, you sort of see scripts in that first, don't you?
I mean, Hugh Jackman did the same with Origins.
Yeah.
He said, like, it wasn't what he wanted it to be.
I do like it when actors say, well, I've really got into it now that I've been cast in the role and that.
Well, it does make you think though, because a lot of the time, I mean, Hugh Jackman bigged up Origins like fuckloads. I fucking love Hugh Jackman, and I watched most, excuse me, I watched most TV features, and interviews and stuff, and he's like, yeah, it's like the Wolverine like you want to see. It's like he's angry, he's blah blah blah, and this that, and the other. And then like after it came out, it was like, yeah, it wasn't really the film that I wanted. Like,
it wasn't the film that anyone wanted.
No, I stand by my mark that it's a brilliant action film. It's just a turd hole of a X-Men film.
I think it's a good action film. It's a sci-fi action film. I think it's fine, but I don't think it's brilliant. Not by any
No, it's not a good X-Men film.
No.
If it wasn't X-Men and it was just like a similar kind of story and whatnot, but it wasn't Wolverine and it wasn't X-Men, it was just a brand new type of film.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. No problem with it. Same as Wolverine. Wolverine was much better, but it wasn't brilliant.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though.
So like the last hour of it goes downhill.
It's like basically, pretty much all the X-Men films so far, with the exception of First Class, have all been Wolverine based.
I'd say the first one wasn't as much.
He was the first character, apart from Rogue, he was like the first character you were actually introduced to, and got a bit of a story out of.
Yeah, but it was a lot. It was a team-based affair. The first one was.
Yeah, I mean, when they're all sort of fighting Magneto at the end. But I mean, it was all about Rogue, wasn't it? So she was like the main thing, get Rogue and blah, blah, blah. But that was it. It was just that arrogance. What do you want with me? It's just like, why on earth would I want you?
Yeah.
Like, who would want you? Get out of here. That's brilliant. I love that bit when he just when Ian McKellen's just like, why on earth would I want you?
He is I do like Ian McKellen's Magneto. Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender, brilliant Magnetos. Fucking awesome. But no, we're not going to delve too much into that.
RoboCop's coming out.
That's why it's already out.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, I lost interest already.
Why?
Again, because it looks turd.
It does. Well, apart from the fact of when he changes colour, then I think he looks like... I don't think he looks like a... No, I'm talking myself out of this.
Yeah, it's basically... It's the same as Origins. If it was called Metal Machine Police Officer on the Beat, it'd be fine.
Sued immediately if that was the case.
But they've changed far too much. He's basically Batman.
Well, it's just like he's like he can run dead fast and he can like flip around and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's not RoboCop.
No, RoboCop was like that sort of slow trotting along machine.
Yeah.
But he was a tank, and you could just walk through a warehouse and just shoot people. You didn't need to do backflips and all that sort of stuff because he was just armored to fuck.
They've even changed how he becomes RoboCop. It's blown up in this one.
I know. I mean, it's not like it's based on a novel that's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a film that was before. If you're going to do a remake of it, keep it the same, for fuck's sake.
But, no, I'm not. I'll wait till it's on Sky Movies.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to be the same. I'm going to wait for a while before I'm even remotely interested. But the only thing for 2014 so far that I'm looking into is going to be Lego Movie. Yep, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, we've still got a bit of a way off for that.
Indeed, but I'm super looking forward to that.
I am more looking forward to the end of this month because I get Thief.
Ah, yes. Thief, of course.
Very excited for Thief. Very, very, very excited for Thief. But anyway, we've gone on. We've been rambling. That's all we've got. I'm ending it there. Don't care what you say. That's it.
No, that's fine by me.
No, don't argue, Dan. What have we got coming up on the channel?
We're going to have some new APB stuff, I reckon.
Yes.
Using some joint APB stuff.
Because I have APB now.
To pull your finger out and get APB, so well done.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to do another Star Trek one at some point now that the seasonal stuff is finished.
We've got some Dark Mod. I'm going to be putting some Dark Mod up. We've got a Go on Dan Play Minecraft Series 2 Super Special.
Yes.
That is coming up pretty soon, I believe.
Yeah.
We have Super Fight Club Thingy Part 3.
This is the first quarter final, isn't it?
This is the first quarter final.
Yep.
Oh my days! We've got some more armour. There'll probably be some more days, I imagine.
Possibly. I mean, I did do like five parts of it, but obviously, as it is an alpha, there's plenty of stuff being added to it all the time, so I'll certainly keep an eye on it.
What was that game I said I was going to do? I don't even know what it was. Path of Shadows.
Oh yeah, it's a green light game. Yeah.
It looks really cool, so I'll give that I'll bash that out.
Yeah, have a quick bash.
Have a quick bash out on that. Other than that, I ain't got a fucking clue then.
No, I'm pretty sure I'll find something that looks ridiculous and just give it a go.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Although we're both quite excited about it, we'll probably not have any Thief videos because I don't know how we're going to film it.
I don't know. Maybe on your phone?
Why not? It's be atmospheric at least. But no, on that note, bye.
Nice, snappy outro.
I hadn't got anything.
Oh right, okay.
Ingenious.
Well, thanks for all the bye.
Podcast.